You ever stop and wonder why pencils are almost always yellow? Not wood-colored, not blue, not black, yellow. Like they're permanently optimistic about your math test. That color choice isn't random. It's a leftover clue from the late 1800s when pencil companies were fighting quiet little brand wars. Back then, the best pencil wood came from incense cedar, especially in California. It sharpened smoothly, didn't splinter, and made pencils feel premium. Manufacturers wanted a way to signal quality without you having to read a label. So some companies painted their pencils bright yellow. The color stood out. It looked bold on store shelves. In certain markets, yellow was also associated with prestige and high quality. Soon, yellow didn't just mean this brand. It meant this is a good pencil. And once customers started expecting yellow, everyone followed. That's how marketing decisions slowly became the global default. But the color is just the beginning. The real writing secrets are hiding in the details. For example, pencil lead isn't lead at all. It's graphite mixed with clay. The ratio between those two changes everything. More graphite makes a darker, softer line. More clay makes a lighter, harder line. That's why you see labels like HB, 2B, or 4H. They're not decoration, they're chemistry codes. HB sits near the middle, balanced, dark enough to read, hard enough not to smudge easily. That's why it became the everyday standard. In the US, that middle ground turned into the famous number 2 pencil. It wasn't chosen because it was magical. It was chosen because it made a mark dark enough for early scanning machines to read on standardized tests, without turning the page into a gray smear. Number 2 became the safe bet pencil, the one that just works. And if you're enjoying these everyday history rabbit holes, this is a good moment to hit like. It really helps the channel grow and tells YouTube you want more quiet little object mysteries like this. Now, let's talk about that pink eraser. Why pink? Not because it's cute. Early erasers were made with rubber compounds and dyes, and pink became common partly because it hid graphite stains better than white. A white eraser shows every mistake you've made. A pink one keeps your secrets a little longer. And here is the strange part. Erasers don't clean graphite off the page. They grab it. When an eraser crumbles, those crumbs are actually helping lift graphite from the paper fibers. That shedding is part of the design. It's controlled destruction. If you've ever smeared graphite into a shiny gray scar instead of erasing it, that usually means you pressed too hard. Heavy pressure compresses the paper fibers, making graphite harder to remove. Light writing is easier to fix. Angry writing is permanent. Sharpeners have their own quiet logic too. A razor-sharp point feels precise, but it snaps easily. A slightly duller tip lasts longer and writes smoother. When your pencil breaks mid-sentence, it's just physics reminding you that sharpness can be fragile. And here's something that changes how you see the pencil entirely. It's basically a controlled erosion tool. Writing with a pencil means wearing it down. Every note, every sketch, every grocery list is the pencil slowly turning into dust. It survives by disappearing. Even the paint isn't just decoration. Lacquer protects the wood from moisture and dirt. It keeps the pencil from looking battered after a week in your bag. Yellow became both branding and armor. The little metal band holding the eraser? That's called a ferrule. It seems insignificant until it loosens. Then suddenly you're erasing like you're scrubbing a floor, and your neat notes turn into shredded paper. That tiny ring quietly keeps everything together. And maybe the biggest secret of all, the pencil might be one of the most optimized objects ever made. It's cheap, durable, portable. It writes upside down. It doesn't dry out. It doesn't need charging. It still works after sitting untouched for years. It doesn't update. It doesn't glitch. It just waits. That reliability helped yellow pencils dominate. Once a design becomes the mental image of a pencil, it's almost impossible to replace. But here's the part people don't talk about enough. Pencils change how you think. When you write by hand, especially with something erasable, you slow down. You pause. You consider your next word. Because fixing mistakes takes effort, you tend to think before committing. There's friction, and that friction shapes ideas. Typing is fast and fluid. Pencils are deliberate. That slight resistance can make your thoughts more intentional. So the next time you see a yellow pencil, you're not just looking at a school supply. You're looking at a century-old marketing move, a chemistry experiment, a durability masterclass, and a thinking tool disguised as a stick of painted wood. Now, I'm curious, when you're trying to really think something through, do you reach for a pencil, a pen, or a keyboard? Let me know in the comments. I love seeing which everyday tools people are loyal to. I'll see you in the next story.